Hey fellow scrappers, hope you guys are all doing well. So haven't made a proper scrapping video in a bit, so I decided to make it a big one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 laptops here that I'm going to scrap, and obviously I'm going to show you what's in these laptops, but also I'm going to show you guys how you can make at least 125 bucks out of these. So what's so special about these and how these are gonna make me $125, not including the scrap, are that the screens are all intact, there's no cracks, they all function, and screens are a very popular replacement part when it comes to laptops. Some other ones too, some people, they want to change their cover, so if the cover is good you can sell that to make a few bucks. Little internal pieces like memory and everything, they might make you a little bit of money. But after the motherboard, which these all have bad motherboards, I tested them all, the next most important piece is the screen. And the thing with the screens, unlike a motherboard, they could work on different models and makes of laptops. So the fact that they're all working without even checking the part numbers, I know I can make about 125 bucks, because I'll make 25 bucks for each screen after shipping and fees on eBay or Amazon, or even locally if I can find anyone who needs a screen. And the thing is I am going to check the part numbers, and certain part numbers have more value than others, especially the ones that are 17-inch screens. Those are even harder to find, so those are even worth more. I recently changed a screen and it cost me about 60 bucks. So these are some of these are a little older, so we're talking about minimum 25. So let's crack some of these open and see what we have. So you got the typical Phillips screws everywhere. So while I'm going through all of this, I'll be telling you guys what to look for and everything. So for example here, these I found just sitting on the curb on garbage day, and I was like, wow, what are the chances that I'm just driving around by accident on garbage day doing my typical routine of going to the post office to ship items out and everything. So these were, I guess, already gone through. I guess they've been someone tried to repair them or something. Hard drives are missing, and I'm guessing memory is probably missing too. Okay, so actually let's pop this battery out. There you go. So battery, without being able to properly turn this on, can't really test the battery, especially chargers and everything. This is going to go to board sort. I'll put this on the side, and also at the end of the video I'm going to compile all the all the pieces I'm going to separate, and I give them the value. So I'll give you a value of what everything's worth scrap wise for all 5 laptops, plus all the pieces that I'm going to try to sell. So let's open these covers up. And just so you guys know, for example, these little covers and everything, people also look for them. It's less common now for older models like this. They're not usually looked for, so the most you'll get for something like this, if it sells, when it sells, will be at probably like $1 after shipping and stuff. But I'll put these on the side and look at them later. got the memory, which is always fun. These are probably too old to be worth much. Let's see. These are not going to be worth anything. They're 512 megabytes. No one looks for these. Even the 1 gigabyte ones, no one wants them anymore. I had about 10 of them for over 2 years and I couldn't sell them. Locally or on eBay, and I was only asking for like $5. So these are going to board sort. Okay, so we open that. Let's see. We have some deeper screws to get those. And another little thing is that depending how much selling you want to do, you keep these in a little baggie. You can sell even these screws, that set that you remove. You can probably sell them for about $1 profit after shipping and everything. Probably not. Again, I'm probably not gonna do that because these are older laptops. Laptops that do well when it comes to the screws are Apple, even the older ones. There you go. Even the older laptops do well when it comes to screws. This is because everything they have is specially made. They're all specially made for Apple. We've got that one. We got that one. A few more, and we'll be in there. Let's see if we can pop this open. Let's see, any more screws anywhere? Oh, there's a couple more here. I find that's the most annoying thing about laptops, is the amount of screws that you have to remove until you're able to like get to the inside stuff. I don't think there's any more screws. I think I got them all. Oh, there's one more. See? Oh, screws that you missed if you don't notice. This stuff should just really pop out pretty easy once you take out all the screws. There you go. Just one more, so you pretty much just go all around here and just pop everything out. There might be one more screw somewhere. Actually, it might be where the keyboard is. I'm gonna have to pop out the keyboard. Might be screws holding it down from in here. Yeah, there's a couple of screws I have to remove. So, keyboard is somewhat valuable depending on the model. but this one is missing a keyboard and sorry, not a keyboard, missing a key and everything, so kind of garbage. But you can, the people who collect items for silver refining, definitely keep these, open them up. And also, there probably is some gold here, which you can't really see it super well here on the connector. And see, there's at least 2 screws here on the inside I have to take out. And now we should be able to remove the top cover. At least we should. Something else holding it. And I found one more screw. DVD drives, not super valuable. You might be able to get $1 or $2, but again, these are so old it'd be hard to get any value for them. So that one too is going to be board sorted. And I found 2 more hidden screws. So let's get those out of the way. And hopefully this is going to pop out now, finally. There you go, we got it, finally. There you go. Like, you can be buying laptops if you're comfortable with, you know, taking things apart, you're very technical savvy, you can make money off anything. You can find these in the garbage, like this here. Someone needs a power button that's dead. A lot of times these don't really break, so they're usually good. And like I said, I know the power button works because it kind of powers on. The motherboard's dead, or maybe the CPU or something on the motherboard's dead. So even this has value. And for the again, the people collecting stuff, you know, little tiny boards, some cabling. Yeah, so that's that. Now we should be able to pop the top off. We're getting there. There you go. A few more screws. Oh, laptops. Plenty of screws. There you go. Some cables we have to remove. Try not to damage this ribbon here, which is the one for the screen, because I'm going to sell it with the screen. People like buying them with the screen just because they don't have to, or it just makes troubleshooting their problem easier, because let's say your screen doesn't work very well, but the problem isn't like a broken screen, for example. It could just be that the cable, the ribbon there is no good, so they can just change it. If I send it to them, they'll already have it and they won't have to spend any more money. Tough to get out. Little Wi-Fi board. Again, usually they don't sell for much. You'll make max $1 or something selling it on eBay. I'm probably not gonna bother with that, but you know, some people like to sell smaller items. Okay, so again, trackpad, that's a popular or important part that stops working. But again, this is older, so I'm probably not going to keep it. The amazing part about the trackpad here, when I open it up and show you guys, there's a ton of gold in it. I almost got the screen out. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell the screen like this complete. I'm not gonna bother to remove everything else. Just makes it, I can't say more complicated, but for someone, you know, who wants a quick replacement, this is fully working. You just have to pop it in, and that's it. They screw everything back in. If I were to sell just the screen, you know, they on their side they'd have to undo all the screws all around, pop it out, you know, take out the cables and everything. And I would have to do the same thing on my side. So just to save time, sell it complete like this. Minimum $25 here. Let's put this somewhere nice and safe. In the past, what I used to do, I used to take everything apart and sell piece by piece. But I just don't have the time to do that anymore, so now everything I do is bulkier items with more value. Right here, all of these little boards, I used to take them apart and sell them. I'm not gonna do that. So we got the connectors here. So what I'm probably gonna do, I'm just gonna dump this in a pile of boards, cut the cable, put that with my cables. And for you gold collectors, these connectors here all have gold. We got some monolithic capacitors in here. So I'm just gonna make a little pile of parts here. Then I'm gonna go through all of them. Tell you what the value of all this stuff is. There's another one here. The motherboard's almost loose. Probably a few more screws holding it down. That out. The jack is also an important piece that people buy often. There's one speaker. Bunch of plastic, garbage. Actually, no, that's not plastic. Ooh. think I just found a piece of aluminum. Yeah. Nice piece of aluminum. I almost thought that was plastic. If I wouldn't have fallen on the floor, I wouldn't have heard it ring. It would have been like, ah, it's another hunk of plastic. Throw it in the garbage. Let's see here. There's a screw holding this. How do I get to it? Oh, nothing there. It's pretty much out. It feels like something's holding it back. And I don't see a screw anywhere. Sometimes there's hidden screws and it just throws everything out of whack. And it drives you crazy trying to find it. Oh, there you go. Look at that, I missed one on the back end. Or on the back of the, or the underside, I should say. There you go. Finally got it. Oh, there you go. See what one little tiny screw can do? So, we have a bunch of other things here. We have a battery, we have the fan and the heatsink. Nice piece of aluminum. And the copper here, you can pry it out from under. And even here, the black part here, under it's all copper. So let's undo this guy. So there you go, a nice piece of aluminum, nice piece of copper. You can remove the fan, throw it into your copper bearing motor pile. Alright, and this one even has a removable CPU chip. I wouldn't sell it just because this might actually be the issue with the computer. Gold pins and everything. And we got pretty much a clean motherboard. I think these are one socket boards. We'll do that. Let's see, let's get this out here. Some more cables to remove. And this here, more aluminum, more aluminum. There we go. Let's try to get this power socket out. There you go. Look at that. I really thought it was plastic. Scratching it up. Nice shiny aluminum. Got some more cables. USB ports are popular as replacement parts, but again, I'm not gonna deal with older laptops. There's definitely gold in here for you gold guys. That's pretty much it. Speaker, board, and a bunch of garbage plastic. There you go. One down, a few more to go. Look at this. This is an 17-inch screen. This might be worth more than the 25 I mentioned. We'll find all of that out soon enough. We got most of the screws. Just the cover, like I said, check it out. If it has value, sell it. If not, garbage. So again, we got the typical stuff here. Some hidden screws. Another battery that is 100% dead, going to board sort. Some more hidden screws. Taking out the fan since we have access to it off the bat. Can probably take out the heatsink from the looks of it. This one has some nice copper on it. That's one more screw. See, another hidden screw. A couple of them that I didn't see. Here. There you go. So we got a nice piece of copper right here. Goes all along here, and a nice piece of aluminum. That's done. And this one also has a removable CPU. There you go. So more copper, more aluminum. Here, this is odd. It's like it was never used. I see these pins here. Usually there's wires coming out of them, but it seems that the wire was never passed through them. Anyway, so we have some gold connectors here, a nice little Wi-Fi board, gold pin board, depending on if you want to cut the pins or not. And we got to the CPU, which again, I won't sell just because I don't know if it works properly. Gold pins. So let's get to the other side here. Let's take out the keyboard. Yeah, I have to take it out just like the other one to get to the other hidden screws that are usually under the keyboard. Something's just pop the key out. There you go. Back to normal. It feels like something's holding it, so there might be a screw I might have missed under. And this usually should just pop out. It feels like there's a screw somewhere here. So let's see if we missed a screw somewhere, and we did, right there. Another hidden screw. that's the only one. So whenever you feel like a resistance when you're trying to remove something, it's usually a hidden screw. So this keyboard is nice and clean. I'm gonna try to sell it. I won't get much, but more than throwing it in the garbage or keeping it for the silver content. So this one's a keeper. I'm gonna put it in the good parts pile with the keyboard I removed. The keyboard I just removed. Sorry, not the keyboard, the screen I removed. And yeah, there's a screw right there. Get that out. And there is another one right here. Gotta love those hidden screws. And the top cover here, there's a crack right here, so I definitely won't be selling this. Even though it's too old to sell, I think. But definitely now that I see it's broken, I won't be selling it. There you go. So everything's popping out pretty easily, so it means I got all the screws. Except for, I think there's one somewhere here. I'm feeling a resistance. And lo and behold, right here. Another one where the battery was. One more and another one here I missed. Now I should be able to pop this guy out. Still feel some resistance. Oh, look at that. There's a back screw. I've never seen that one before. Let's see if that worked. There you go, we got it. See, now this one, I think I am going to undo the screen on this one, just because, like I told you, I'm not sure if they cut the Wi-Fi wires or not, but usually what happens is that the Wi-Fi cables go into the screen. So if the Wi-Fi cables have been cut, which I'm guessing they have been, yeah, they have, I can't sell this complete because someone might get it. They might say, oh, well, the Wi-Fi cables are cut, I'm returning it. We don't want that, so I'm also going to go into the screen and just sell the monitor. So I'm going to put this with the working stuff. Now we're going to go ahead and remove board. And remove all the other pieces and prepare them for scrap. This is quite a big board from the looks of it. And for people who depopulate and everything, this is a really nice board for that, from what I see. A couple more screws here, and we should be able to get the motherboard out. Might be a couple couple more screws somewhere that I can't see or I haven't noticed. So I feel some resistance. Oh, there's this guy actually. That's probably what's causing part of it. The DVD drive. Should be able to slide right out. Oh, there's there. There you go. Another DVD to go into the DVD pile for board sort. You can remove salvage complete or remove the board inside, but the board inside is probably not too big itself, and that's what was holding it down, the DVD drive. Oh, and a piece of aluminum, the hidden aluminum from last time. Found another piece. So like I said, it looks like a little piece of plastic. Scratch it up and it's all nice shiny aluminum. This is all broken, so it doesn't have much value, if any. Cable, some a little board here, nothing too special, and a really nice motherboard with for like I said, people who like to depopulate and everything. You got your gold connectors, all gold here in the connectors, USB gold, audio port gold. You have another video port, 2 video ports, Ethernet, a bunch of chips, video chip, gold in the memory here. You've got a bunch of monolithic capacitors, tantalum capacitors. Even on the other side, there's even some small switches for people who do the silver. Overall, really nice and big. It's quite heavy. This alone might be £1, so this alone might be worth about $1.30 or something on board sort. Maybe even more. I haven't checked the prices in a bit. Or I might be thinking of peripheral boards, which that isn't. So it might even be more than $3. And another 17-inch screen. So, like I was saying, like minimum 25 for the screens. And since I already have 2 17-inch screens, could be a lot more. So another battery going to board sort, and we have a little compartment here. The previous person went through it, took the memory in the screen, in the hard drive, which is not really surprising, especially not for the hard drive. A lot of people keep it to destroy it or to reuse it. Especially if they're 500 gigabyte size. Let's get all these screws out. Hopefully you get all the hidden ones out too. Here. See this, the Wi-Fi board connectors are still there, so I might just keep that all together. Little tiny fingered board. Just another screw over here. And I think I got all of them, so let's try cracking this guy open. Let's see if we have to pop out the, ooh, there you go. This one, the screen was already loose. But it's in good condition. And the keyboard is practically popping out. Again, in good condition. Not much here other than some silver for the people who do that stuff. So we might have another board, not another board, but another part that I can sell, possibly. There you go. Important buttons here. Small little board with a cable, nothing too special, but I'm going to put it on the side. See what it might be worth. It looks like most of the important screws have been already removed by the previous owner. Let's remove the hinges. Even monitor hinges are could be worth quite a bit, especially on 17-inch laptops. I'm not sure why, because the size of the screen usually doesn't really matter when it comes to hinges, but I might be wrong on that. You guys are more than welcome to correct me. I'm not a huge laptop person to know all the ins and outs, so I could definitely make mistakes on that type of info. Oh, look at that. I would have never guessed this here is aluminum. I wonder how easy it is to remove this piece, and it looks like I can just pop it out from under. This whole top thing is messed up. It's older, probably not worth too much in Windows 7. So this here, I just tapped on it, I heard the sound it made. Nice piece of aluminum. Out. There you go. Nice hunk of aluminum out of a bunch of plastic garbage. Or that was found in a bunch of plastic garbage. Okay, we got our screen. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to pop out the actual screen. I think we just pop it out. I think the guy removed everything already. Hinges here, and it should pop out right away. So there you go. Have a nice screen. Since it was previously opened, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep all the cables with it. I'll have to think about that one. I'm definitely not, because I just damaged it. Let's try to get this out without damaging the screen or the connector. There you go, got it. That's the tape that's holding it. I should be able to just pop it out. There you go, it came out. Alright, this one's an important cable, is part of the screen, so that didn't break, so that's good. So there you go. This is a nice screen. all in good condition. 17-inch. Let's see what it's worth. Sorry about that, guys. My camera died. So I was just talking about the loose ends now that are left on this laptop. Another little speaker. Let's try to screw somewhere here holding this drive. Can't seem to find it, but that's not too big of an issue. Let's get this motherboard out. A few more screws. We should be able to pop this guy out. Oh, there you go. Nice hunk of gold stuff here. Not sure what this is. Looks like some kind of modem, it says. I guess it's for the what's it called? The Ethernet cable controller or something. There's another connector here. Here's the Wi-Fi. Another gold-fingered chip, which is wonderful. And a nice little board here. A bunch of little boards everywhere, and like everything counts. Found another screw. And this looks like a heavy board again. The screw somewhere here. I must be holding it. Doesn't make sense. That's so difficult to unscrew. Sorry, not to unscrew, but to remove the DVD drive. There's a screw here which we removed. It just doesn't want to come out. Let's force it out. There you go. That forced it out. So we have a DVD drive. Put that in my scrap pile. Now I should be close to being able to pop the motherboard out. Okay, so that's annoying. These things are holding the motherboard in, so let's remove those. I really can't wait to sort all this stuff out to see what 5 motherboards are going to bring me money-wise. It's gonna be annoying. Let's just try to break this. Or do it like this. I almost have one out. That's I forgot that these old laptops, they do that for some reason. Almost there. I really can't wait to separate each thing into its own pile and go through everything. Should be fun to see. And I found another screw right there. And this one has a lot of screws. There you go. Let's just let this cable here, and we got ourselves a nice motherboard. Pretty heavy. And we got another here. I'm not sure what this is. Some kind of reader. Let's see what's in there. Motherboard. And then we have the fan for the copper bearing motor pile, and some more cabling, and a pile of garbage. So that's about it for taking everything apart. So I'm gonna do a quick sort of all of this, put some values. Look at all that wonderfulness. So I'm gonna take some time, go over all of this, and then get back to you with what the value is on all of this. So see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so this is the final part of the video. It's been a long day of taping. So we got a bunch of aluminum stuff. This top cover is aluminum. We got the batteries here. We got processors and memory here. We got a bunch of cable, some copper bearing motors. We got the DVD drives. We got 3 hard drives. We got the boards. Some are Goldfinger boards, some are considered peripheral because of their gold content. Then we have these wonderful pieces here, the screens, and you have the keyboards. So I checked the keyboards out, they're about 14 each. Let me put this up here so we can go through everything, weigh everything, and see what's going on. Sorry about that. So, like I was saying, we have to write this down. We have the 3 keyboards. They sell at 15, so after fees, shipping, whatever else there is, we'll put them at 5 each. That's great. So we have these hard drives. I haven't tested them, but I'm pretty sure they work. 80 gigs, I sell them for 10. 160 I sell for 10, and 320s I keep, but usually I sell for 15. So at 10 bucks, we'll say 5 each profit. The 160 and the 80. Let's put this on the side. The 320 I keep, but I usually, like I said, I sell them for 15, so they'll be more closer to like 10 bucks profit. Now the really sexy stuff here are the screens. This guy here, I checked, and is selling for about $80. This is a DV7 Pavilion screen, 17 inch, and that's why it's very expensive. So like I was saying before, I said I'll make 125 off the screens, 80 bucks just off this one. We're talking about after fees and shipping, 80 bucks. So it sells for almost 100. And then we have a couple that go for 40. I don't remember what models they came from, what models, but this one here and this one here, they're smaller screens. They go for 40 each. Let's say after fees they'd be 35 because the 40 doesn't include the shipping. So they would go for like about 50 with shipping. So we'll say 35. And then this guy here, which is a little different in shape, a little wider. I think it's a 16-inch, 15.6, so it's bigger. Is about 60, so 50 after fees and shipping. The prices I'm giving you don't include shipping, so I'm saying, so if I'm saying 60, it's probably like around 70 with shipping. And this guy here is about another 45, so we'll say 40 with shipping. So just the screens we're talking about, I picked up a pile of garbage, and just the screens give me, let's see, 80, 120, 170, $205, which is pretty fantastic. So just the stuff I'm gonna sell, hard drives and the screens, should give me sorry, I forgot there was a multiple there. So, oops, sorry, I miscounted there. So 15 plus 10 is 80 plus 35. I had a few numbers. So 265 just from the stuff I'm gonna sell. And it might take a little longer to sell the stuff, but eventually it will sell. So let's do the DVD drives. So we have 5 DVD drives, and they weigh 2 pounds, 1.3 ounces. So that means 16. Oops. So about 33 ounces. Let's check out board sort. So CD and floppy drives are about 10-cent sheets, 10 cents per pound. So let's see, we have about 2 pounds. So this is not giving us a lot. This is going to give us about 20 cents. Not much there. It's only about 2 pounds. So now we have the peripheral boards, which is all these guys, especially the mouse track pads. Look at all that gold. I told you there's a lot of gold on these, but I don't do any of the refining or anything like that, extracting and whatnot. Look, plenty of gold everywhere on the track pads. So for you guys who do anything with gold, extracting, refining, track pads are definitely a good source. So there's about 3.6 ounces of peripheral. Or 0.7. At about $1.75, so we're talking about barely anything, about 4 cents here. It's still something, but like I said, a lot of this stuff had quite a good chunk of gold. Gold pins, gold in the USB ports. put this in my peripheral box. And then we have the boards with fingers. And that's all about 1.1 ounces. And because these they're so tiny, they don't have brackets or anything like that, they're nice and clean. They're at $4.35, but there's almost nothing here, so still not bad, about 30 cents. Let's keep on going. Okay, then we have the copper bearing motors, which I get about 12 cents a pound. And there's 4 ounces. Again, nothing to write home about, but every penny counts. It's actually 4 ounces. At 12 cents, oops, gives us 3 cents over here. Okay, then we have copper, which I'm getting about $2.20 a pound. I was able to get quite a bit of copper. So about 4.1 ounces of copper. So about 56 cents of copper. Put that in my little copper pile. See, I don't have huge piles of anything like a lot of you scrappers, but I don't do this. If anything, this is just it's more of a hobby, but also I get a lot of leftover electronics that I can't do anything with. So instead of throwing them in the garbage like I used to do about 5-6 years ago, I just scrap them now. I don't go out looking for stuff. But when I do find stuff, I scrap it. I sell what I can, like you saw the screens, and I scrap the rest. So barely anything here, and I think I get, if I remember, I get about 50. No, that's the copper, the aluminum. I get about 50. So there's about 12 cents here of cables. And again, some of these cables do have gold, so usually those are pretty good for that. So now we're going to do the batteries. Board Source wants you to cover the connectors, which I will do, but for weighing purposes it doesn't really matter. So I have about 4 pounds 3 ounces of batteries, and let's see what Board Source pays for batteries. So if they don't have swelling or anything, they pay 50 cents. So at 50 cents, I'm at $2.10 on the batteries. Okay, then let's do the aluminum. This was a nice find, completely aluminum. I cheated a little bit. I was lazy to remove all the cables, but I will after. And this stuff is also aluminum. This I found under the keyboard. I'll have to pop these little metal, I guess, I don't know what to call them, those where pretty much the keyboards screw into, which I will. But for weighing purposes, it won't make that much of a difference in weight. So these are nice hunks of aluminum metal. and I was able to find quite a bit of aluminum. I wasn't expecting this much, but I was pleasantly surprised, and I get about 50 cents a pound on this stuff, which is great. And according to this, I have 1 pound and 10 ounces. So that's 82 cents. Put that in my aluminum pile and put this here so I can take everything apart. Finally, we have the few RAM sticks I found and the CPUs with gold pins. So for that, we have about 1 ounce. Looking here, I see no pin CPUs, trim slot processors, for some reason I only see no pin CPUs. Not sure where the pinned ones are, but let's go with the no pin CPUs. And it's they're about $4.80, so this is not going to give us anything per pound, I should say. So there's about 3 cents worth of CPUs there, which is almost nothing. And the memory is less than an ounce. Let's see what they do for the memory. Gold finger wrap, so 19 a pound, but we have less than a pound. We have less than an ounce. But this here, it's still $1 friggin' dollar. Which is quite amazing if you think about it. So if I do the math on all of this, I'll give you a grand total of how much this stuff is worth, how much this garbage is worth. This stuff that someone was throwing in the garbage. Total of $280 for all this crap. $280. So there was about $6-ish worth of scrap, and the rest was all the monitors. So that is how you make almost $300 by scrapping 5 laptops. 5 laptops that were sitting at the curb being thrown in the garbage, just waiting for someone to either pick them up like I did, or just to be thrown in the garbage and never to be seen again, never to be recycled. Crazy. So I hope you like this nice long video. As usual, if you guys have any suggestions, I'm all ears. Like and subscribe Comments, good, bad, ugly. I want them all. I always reply, even to the bad ones. So, yeah, see you guys soon.